What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a tiny title called Stellar Wanderer. You guys will know that I'm a big fan of anything kind of open world, open galaxy set in sci-fi areas where you're like a space mercenary, building up your ship, building up your fleet, dogfighting with enemies and things of that nature. And that's exactly what Stellar Wanderer seeks out to be. We're going to be doing a first impressions video today where I go through and I'm just going to play the game for about 30 minutes, and anything that jumps out at me, I'm going to go ahead and point it out as being good or bad, and we're going to see how the whole thing plays. The game has a freely available demo right now that you can go and play. I've spent about 20-30 minutes getting it calibrated, making sure the controls feel all right to me. We might have to make a few more fiddling movements, but aside from that, there's not really too much more to say. Let's go get our Space Mercenary RPG on, shall we? If you wanted to get this game after watching the video, I've got a link for you down below in the description. And then on top of that, you'll also be able to find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream in case you wanted to hang out live even further. Let's go ahead and start it on off. Yeah, let's go ahead and overwrite the save and see how this thing plays.
Here we are, sir, at Memphis. A bit sooner than estimated. Radar looks clear. I'm commencing docking procedures.
That's him. I have a positive scan. Engage now.
Incoming missile detected! Brace for impact! Must have been a mistake. We have no cargo. There's nothing to gain from that attack.
That was no mistake. Good thing you had that anti-blast cabin installed.
Oh, how did you know about that? It should have been hidden.
I choose my flights carefully, especially when flying without an escort.
What? Without an escort? Carefully? Who are you? I remember I chose this job personally out of the mission computer.
Let's say I'm a businessman who is following his interests in this part of the galaxy. That I was impressed by your flight skills, and that I'd like to reimburse you for your losses. I've arranged a ship for you. It's waiting in the hangar, equipped and fueled, ready to go. It's not much, but should be much better than your old one. Well, as I've said, I need some time to reflect. I'll see you around then.
Sure. And once again, thanks for the ship.
Oh, no worries, you earned it. I almost forgot. A friend of mine needs a pilot for a few delicate missions. Are you looking for some work?
You know me, always looking for more work. How delicate are we talking?
I have no idea, but you can meet with my friend on New Vegas, and I'll send him a message to wait for you there.
Okay then, I'm off to New Vegas.
It's Smith. Mr. Smith. My friend.
Okay, I'm on my way to Mr. Smith.
Dude, I've been in the galaxy for like an eighth of a second, and I'm already meeting people with obviously fake names. I've already been exploded. I didn't even have control of my ship when I got exploded. I kind of feel like this is not going so great for me right now. There are missions that you can take from around, and yes, in fact, that is the ship that they just gave us. As far as I can tell, inside the demo, I flew around and I went to a couple different stations and I looked at things. It didn't look like I was able to buy a new ship yet. That may be a feature that they're going to be implementing later. However, my ship did have an estimated price at this station and at other stations listed in its stats. And so I'm guessing you're going to be able to hop ships and get like different, hulls and different loadouts and things of that nature. Although for right now, anything that I would add on that front is going to be mostly speculation because I don't know. Inside the station, we could buy equipment, we could buy guns, we could buy commodities, we could buy, minerals and cargo. I'm not a big fan of the list display. I would much rather this be like icons inside of a grid that you can like drag and drop around. You guys know, it's like this personal thing for me that like I love drag and drop UIs, man. I can't help it. I don't know if it's because I just played like terminal amounts of World of Warcraft or like Diablo or like what. but there's just something about drag and drop and having little icons for each of the items in the game, and then when you mouse over them, you get a tooltip with all their stats and everything. I find that to be much preferable to something like this, which to me is very, very sterile. So anyways, let's go ahead and go on back. It's possible that these things might just be placeholders for the moment. I don't know how early or how late on the game is in development, but we can also look at our pilot menu. Our character does level up. They do get XP for every single person that we wipe out or every single quest that we do. We pick classes that are going to further specialize what we do as a character. But for right now, we have upgrade points, and we can basically add them to increase our damage, our speed, all very basic sort of passive upgrades for right now. I would say maybe like shield points make me feel happy. Yeah, let's have more shield points. That sounds good. I like to be well shielded. Hopefully there's not this will save your, but yeah, do it. I will deeply and hope that like there's no shield piercing guns, because if there are shield piercing guns, I think I would favor a more armor focused approach, but for right now maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's see, we've got 2 side missions we can take. We can hunt a renegade. Okay. That sounds pretty rad. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go hunt a renegade. And then apparently I can also hunt a guy named Herox. Are they in this system right now? Like, are they just around here? You'd think law enforcement would just save themselves the money.
Just check all the areas. You'll know when you find them.
Oh yeah, the game does have voicing for like all the random little side missions. Like when you go out, there's like these very brief sort of vocal confirmations of the mission that you're currently on. So here we are in space. We get to fly around. I'm in control of my ship. I can move it around. It feels a little sluggy right now. Hold on. I fiddled with stuff in the menu. There we go. I've kind of got it where I like it. You can modify, even in this demo version, you can mess with the input sensitivity, and you can also fiddle around with the dead zone, just in case if you're like me, and that's one of the first things when you're playing a space game you start fiddling with. That's fine. I don't need to know that. Thank you, computer. We got to go hunt this guy who's over here. I'm pretty sure, do I have missiles or anything? It says I have 100% missiles. But anyways, we can time dilate, so if you press the F key, it's going to allow you to go at 4x speed. The only downside to this is that when you're in 4x speed, this is kind of a bug they're going to want to track down and fix. Basically, all the animations inside all of your menus, they also play at 4x speed, and so they're going to want to find a way to detach that and get it so only the gameplay is 4x'd, but none of the UI is 4x'd. Once you're actually in the game officially. That's just one of those little things that can be a tiny bit off-putting. It introduces a little bit of jank to the experience. All right, where's this guy at? Where is this dude over here? I don't see him at Nav 1, but it's possible he's here. I don't know. Let's go check Nav 2 real fast. Is that our guy right there? I think that might be him. How close is he? Can I see how far away he is? Oh, they both jumped me at the same time. Expecting honor from pirates. Who would have ever thought? Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I don't like what's happening right now. Oh, he's like, okay, he's kind of like tougher and scarier than There's one down. I gotta get my shields back up, though. I got melted in that joust a lot faster than I expected to get melted. We'll go ahead and light this dude up right here. The game has a very, very kind of freelancer feeling to it. I think that's probably the graphical vibe they were going for. Hey, there we go. Oh, he dropped Kappa plants. I don't know what those are, if it's like space weed or something, but I want it. Yeah, tug that on in. Did the other guy drop anything? I don't know if the other guy dropped anything, but I get the feeling we should probably put a few more, like, molly bolts in the hull right now. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. So I'm just going to put it on time dilation mode real fast. And we're going to head back to Memphis. I'm going to fix up my ship. Hopefully it doesn't cost me more than I just earned in order to get that fixed. But that first joust hurt like hell. One of the first things that jumped out at me about this game is actually the soundtrack, dude. They've got, like, some very real sort of Hans Zimmer, like John Williams music going on right now, where like the game is very utilitarian with regards to like its graphics and its sound effects, but like the voice acting is decent, and then the soundtrack is just like all in, dude. They're just like, bwah, 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 like they got the full symphonic experience happening. When we get close, we're going to want to press the G key, and that's going to allow us to fly on in. Every single dock does have this little animation where it shows you entering the port. It's very immersive. That's very nice. I like that. We leveled up twice, actually, so I should probably do... I felt like our damage was okay, and so, like, I'm just going to be like a shieldy boy master. I'm going to be great at shield modulation. Were there any more quests around here? Also, how do I fix my ship? That's the next part that I need to take care of. Apparently, it just fixes my hull when I dock. Lucky day for me. Let's get back in here. I want to see if there's more jobs, dude, because I took a look at my weapon loadout, and this dude gifted me a ship that's got training lasers on it. That doesn't speak well of the way that he perceives me as a professional, and frankly, I'm really, really offended. But for right now, transport 6 people to Hope. Find and destroy Herodon. Defend Aliana from a pack of pirates. That pays pretty well.
Depart immediately. The ship is already... I've marked the ship on your onboard computer.
All right, my onboard computer.
Hey,
We're gonna
we have
go...
sustained significant damage. Keep those buggies away until we bring our drives online. New enemy wing
Okay.
on course.
Let's see, where they at? Oh, God. Yeah, they're over here. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. I need to get you, sir. Can you come about for me, please? There we go. Let's let him have it. There's one down right there. I gotta go. Oh, that was an explosion. It looks like the cops are helping out. Oh, apparently I got a ton of slot machines. Is that how bulk slot machines are calculated with regards to, like, purchasing? Just by the tonnage? Somebody that works in the casino industry is gonna have to fill me in on that one. Let's go give him a little bit of this. There we go. Go to sleep, little buddy. Hopefully you... What's an Argonite? That sounds like a person. Did I just scoop a whole bunch of people into my cargo bay? We must aid the Argonites. Ooh, apparently there's like a first-person cam. Ooh! Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, this is what we're doing now. I gotta get up in the pit, man. This is way better. I prefer the... Aw, dude, more enemy wings. All right, let's punch it. Looks like they're this way. All right, let's spin around. I would prefer to avoid like a long and costly joust here. Apparently my guns are gimbaled. That's what I'm learning right now. I don't even need to be like that lined up on him. Sir, that is my Aliana. I don't think that you are allowed to touch it, sir. Sir, are you just doing spin moves around me right now? Are you trying to flex on me, sir? There we go. There we go. Can I have that missile right there? Apparently, I can just loot that missile. I can't figure out how to fire my missiles. It says that firing missiles is on Z or X, but thus far, all of my forays into Z and X territory have not been successful. I'm guessing because I don't have missiles. But there is a missile emblem on the screen right now in the bottom right that makes it seem like I have missiles. And so anyways, a little bit concerning, but it's fine. We'll install some missiles on this bad Betty, and then we'll take care of business. Speaking of which, while I made an edit, I was fiddling around, and I did find where you can swap your ship and buy a new ship. And indeed, when I clicked on it, it popped up with a thing that was like, hey, you can't do that in the demo. So there are going to be multiple ships. There are going to be swappable hulls.
Drive has started. I think we can take it from here. Thanks for the cover.
Mission complete.
Bye, Mayrat. I hope you have a good time in space. I can't see good. I gotta figure out where the station's at. All right, station. There we go. Now I have found Memphis. Let's go over to Memphis and see if we can afford anything new for our craft. And then maybe we'll go to, like, New Vegas or whatever. Definitely, this game is absolutely invoking, like, some of the old games, like Wing Commander and, like, you know, Freelancer and all those kinds of games from the late 90s, which honestly were some of my favorite games. So I think that was actually a really smart aesthetic choice because I tend to get sucked into stuff like this really, really hard. I don't know why, but I like the old retro, primitive, like very, very lightly textured style of the late 90s when everything was getting shifted into 3D and like all those early developers were really starting to play around with the medium and what they could do with it from like the X-Wing days and the TIE Fighter days and the Freelancer days. I like that a lot. So in the market, can I get like a better laser? So a training laser does 15 damage. A medium laser is 40 damage. However, well, apparently I have a couple of like heavy lasers. Is it going to affect anything? Like, do I have power draw or anything to be worried about? Or can I just, like, swap these core light lasers out for something more awesome like a medium laser? I mean, a core light laser is $2,000. If I unmount these, will I have enough to get, like, a medium laser instead? Yeah, it does look like I can, actually. So we can do that. And we'll still have $2,000 left over, so we can swap out one of the lights for a medium. That sounds pretty good. I think I could live with that. It does say that I have missiles on my ship, but I think those are the two that I looted from combat. I don't know if I need like a... I think I'll get a better tractor beam, too. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's get a tractor beam. All right, she thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on. We'll put a medium laser up there, a light laser up there, side slots wise. It looks like I can just buy missiles, but it looks like I have to equip them. Sure, throw some missiles in there, man. Ah, okay, I see what's up. And then for my tractor beam... There we go. Mount the tractor beam right there. Good. I would like to see this get a little bit more immersive. So, like, for example, it'd be cool if the guns actually showed up as turrets on your ship and there was, like, a little line when you moused over it. And if you clicked on it to, like, swap out the hard point, it, like, rotated the camera in close so that you could be like, you know, and, like, put new stuff on there. I don't know. I like little things like that. So I see, like, a spot for improvement right there. But still, I can feel myself being drawn into this game right now. All right, so any other... Well, maybe we should not take a mission. Maybe we should go to New Vegas and meet Mr. Smith. Let's do that. We'll go talk to Mr. Smith and see where the narrative takes us. We have an enemy on us right now. I don't know where he came from, but we do have an enemy on us. Not much of an enemy, but still. Fire the missile. Missile? Ah. Ooh, go to sleep. That's what... Okay. All right. Fair enough. It looks like if you run out of ammo, though, or maybe that's just a different type of missile. It looks like I got to remount when we get back to station. That's fine. I just wanted to fire a missile at somebody. I needed the, you know... can I make a suggestion? Just a thought. Missile pods are one of my most favoritist things in any sci-fi game. So not one big missile that goes shoom and fires at the enemy, but like 50 little tiny missiles that all spiral outwards like claws from your ship and then converge on the enemy. Like little, you know, like little beer can sized missiles, but like 70 of them every time you hit the button where you get like that massive shoom, 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 shoom. You know, like that feeling you get when you fire like a, you know, like an LRM 50 in Mech Warrior? That is like one of my most favorite things that a video game can possibly have. Maximum shoom. Alright. Off we go to... We must converge through the triangle. The triangle guides us through the stars. Alright, apparently I'm still not there yet. Oh no, I hit the wrong button! I hit F to time accelerate, and it has a conflict when you're close to a gate that made me go back through. We've entered the Purpleberry dimension. Honestly, for being really low poly, like as an artistic choice, space does look pretty good. Like, it doesn't look bad inside of here. Like, it definitely feels retro, but it feels intentionally retro, rather than, like, accidentally retro, which, believe me, are two very different feelings. Let's go ahead and go back this way. We gotta go to New Vegas. I'm not really interested in spending too much time in this sector.
This is Core Border Patrol. Stand down for scanning.
I'm going to do that because you have a scary helmet. And if there's one thing I know in life, it's that anybody wearing a scary helmet, I stand down for. New Vegas is off to this side. There's no guarantee that we're not going to get interdicted or attacked on the way over here. But we will time dilate, and we'll just kind of wait and see what happens on our way over. I have no idea what kind of dendritic thing is going on with space over there. That's crazy. Huh. You can see a seam right there, though, where the lighting effect or maybe the volumetric effect ends. Definitely want to get that smoothed out so that it blends into the environment. Ah, dude, we're being engaged. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. Yeah, let me see how them shields do. Yeah, how you feel? Uh-oh, is there another one? Oh, I thought there was another guy over there. Wow, that tractor beam is, like, way better than our normal grappler. That's, like, a lot better. It is considerably faster. Fair enough, I'm glad that I bought it. Excellent purchase. I noticed that when we were fighting previous enemies that, like, I felt like our tractoring was not fast enough. That, like, if I did a flyby, I missed out on loot. And so I quickly was like, I'm gonna have to replace this, aren't I? All right, landing at New Vegas. I do like how they didn't use uniform ports for the station either. So, like, what most games will do...
I've been expecting you. How was your flight?
Kinda long.
Well, my friend, I need you for an urgent task.
I'm free now.
I got a distress signal from a friend. He has a malfunction on his jump drive, and he's trying to repair it, but until then, he's sitting in a dangerous space sector.
I see.
I need you to go to Old Nest and protect his ship until he manages to get his jump drive back online. Reward is on me, of course.
I'm on it then.
I'm sort of curious if they left the voiceovers on some of these guys intentionally fuzzy to emulate the audio artifacts that used to exist in old CD-ROM late 90s games in order to conserve data space. They would often use audio formats at a much lower bit rate because that was before everything was hosted in the cloud. You had to fit it onto a floppy, or you had to fit it onto a CD-ROM, or you had to fit it onto a cartridge. And so they would make these very, very careful cuts in certain places where it was deemed necessary in order to basically get the entire data size of the game down to fit onto that medium. And I heard the fuzzies on the bearded guy, the Obi-Wan Kenobi looking guy. I heard the fuzzies on his voice, and I was like, man, I haven't heard audio artifacts since, like, Quest for Glory. It's been a while. I wonder if that was intentional or not. It had to be, right? Like, because other people's voiceovers sound perfectly fine. I don't know. Let's see here. In the market, do I have anything to sell? I've got slot machines, which are apparently worth $90. I've got steel. Orion wine is worth $100. Orion wine. Argonites. It says that they're cargo. Hopefully I just didn't engage in human trafficking. That would make me feel bad about myself. Do you guys have... So what kind of equipment do you have? You guys have missiles. You guys have, like, a Dyson repair kit. I don't even know what that means. Okay. Doesn't seem like they have much weapons here. Oh, no, never mind. They've got mediums. Okay, fair enough. Any missions around that look spicy? Patrol the navs. Yeah, I think I can do that. And then hunt and destroy Reese's Pieces. Enter and win a local speed race. I am happy to see that there seems to be some kind of variation in the missions. What would be even cooler is I've always thought about this is it'd be really, really rad if there was mutators on missions. And I don't think I've seen a space game do this yet, but think about it this way. When you take a side mission, let's say that there are mutation points. If you think of the quest as being a line on a background, and a dot on that line as being a branching path where the quest can change on you randomly. Like, let's say you take a transport quest. Your mission is to take, like, a box to a station that's got a thing inside of it. One of the branches would be that, like, a pirate approaches you or somebody from law enforcement approaches you at the gate. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. This is just a dice roll whether it happens or not. And he has like 2 dialogue options. One of them that's randomly selected is that he needs to check the cargo for contraband, and then it turns out to be contraband. And now what do? Do you go with law enforcement, or do you like try to run, or do you fight him and lose reputation? The other is that he's in on it, and he's asking you for like a cut of the profits because the guy that gave you the quest didn't pay him properly. Like, that's what I mean by mutators, is where a simple quest like an escort morphs into something else, like a multi-part step that ends up being its own little self-enclosed, emergent sort of procedural narrative that can break off at multiple points. And if you got those branches sophisticated enough and you got them hooked into an algorithm, I feel like the game itself could really generate some cool missions. I'm not saying this game should do that. I'm just saying that for space games and games in general with mercenary missions and whatnot, the missions are always really, really simple. Like, take this thing from point A to point B. What if there was like 3 breaks in the line from point A to point B that could happen, they might not happen, and each one of those introduced a branch that could go in a couple different directions that modify the rewards and things like that? Seems like a cool thing to codify, basically, and make algorithmically. Yeah, I can escort somebody to Hope.
Ready to depart. The captain's waiting for an escort. I've marked the ship in your onboard computer. Just stay with it and make sure no one scratches it.
Okay, expensive paint job type deal.
Navigate in your onboard computer. Make sure no hostile is left flying after you.
Here you are. We should get going. I don't expect trouble, but keep your radar on just to be sure.
Yeah, I think we could do that. So where's this guy at? Sorry, I still have problems finding who I'm looking for. We do have an enemy right here. I'm going to engage.
Oh, it was a short trip. How come you weren't able to protect it?
I was wondering if that was going to happen when the time ran out. I think I had to close the gap with this guy like really, really quickly or something. I don't know. I think that yellow is our ship right there, and I think I needed to like rendezvous with it or something like that. I don't know. Something went wrong in the process.
Move on to the next one.
Oh, I think the nav points like overlapped. Okay. Well, since there's no reputation or anything to worry about, like, we'll just call that a learning curve. I do like how you can see little fleets and things flying around like in the background. It looks like there's jump gates like literally everywhere. Huh. Yeah, taken care of properly and really, really polished up. I think this game could actually be pretty rad for people that like remember things like Wing Commander and X-Wing TIE Fighter and, you know, Freelancer and all those kinds of games from my childhood. Like, those were, I mean, this game deeply reminds me of some of those titles from when I was a kid growing up and how I would spend my Saturdays. And so I'm pretty happy with it so far. Like, obviously it's in like a demo primitive state where a lot of the things are not. Am I upside down right now? I think I'm definitely upside down. Anyways, I am happy with it so far. It's definitely scratching that nostalgic itch. I think at this point, though, I think the menus are a little bit sterile. That's the one thing that I think jumped out at me is the list-based menus. And, I don't know. Like, I feel like the menus could be more brought in line with sort of like the late 90s. Because during that time period, like the big, bulky, very, very intrusive, you know, all over the screen type UIs were very, very popular at that time. Don't believe me, go play Ultima 6, where like the screen is more UI than it is actual playable game area. Or something like Eye of the Beholder. It was very much in vogue during that time period. And I guess that's going to be a little bit of a conflict is like, do you want to have like the modern UI that does not get in people's way and they don't trip over it? Or do you want to go all in? And since they put so much work on just making the game look very, very retro and feel like those old games, I do think that with regards to some of these menus and whatnot, they could be punched up a little bit. made a little bit more flashy, you know, like stuff out of that time period actively was. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we're checking out a little title called Stellar Wanderer, which has definitely captured my attention. There's no shortage of space mercenary games out there, but most of them have gone for the top-down sort of space pirates and zombies direction of the whole thing. Really only like Everspace 2 and, you know, like Elite Dangerous, I guess, if you want to call it that. But, like, I'm thinking self-contained single-player adventures in space have become kind of rare. And so if you're into the retro sort of System Shock-style graphics, this might be something to keep an eye on. I'll see y'all tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet. Thank you for joining me. That's about all I've got left to go, and it's time for me to be on my way. Bye, everybody.